Hello, today I will speak on a cultural icon, a peerless weapon, and a world-renowned work of art, the katana. Mastercrafted by artisans whose skills it took a lifetime to learn, is a symbol for honor, bravery, discipline, and the human will to strive for perfection. This Japanese sword held a technical advantage in battle and a spiritual significance for its owners. Now I will speak on the history of the katana, its forging process, and why it still holds a cultural significance despite being invented almost a millennium ago. At the end of this presentation, you will understand how this weapon came to be and why it still holds such an illustrious status as a weapon despite being rendered obsolete by firearms. Created during the Kamakura period in Japan, year 1200 to 1300, and wartime, it arose out of the need for a strong, swift weapon that could be used in close quarters combat. Quoting Stephen Turnbull in his book, Katana, the Samurai Sword, now the samurai could deliver a deadly sword stroke as a part of the action of drawing his weapon, rather than having to execute a two-handed movement. The invention of this technique made the katana a ubiquitous tool in battle, and a tool not easily created. Most swords are made by taking an elongated piece of metal and sharpening it. The katana is created by layering multiple pieces of metal onto each other, smelting them together, and hammering them into a solid piece, and then folding this piece onto itself to create a harder density. It is this process that is done over and over that gives the katana a uniqueness that is simply puts it in a league of its own amongst other blades. Quoting Stephen Turnbull again in his book on the katana, the structure of the blade is a duplex one, using two different types of steel, a hard steel on the outside to create a cutting edge, and a soft steel on the inner core to give it its resilience. This complex structure gives the katana an unrivaled uniqueness. Since the dawn of the invention of the sword, it has grown into something greater than just a weapon, almost to mythical proportions. According to Herman Katahashi and his book, The History of the Katana, Exploring Japan's Culture, for many people, the katana is more than just a sword. It is a symbol of human craftsmanship and the pursuit of perfection. This point is punctuated by the skill it takes to create the blade and the high price it still holds, despite being usurped by gunpowder. Despite no longer holding a significance as a weapon in battle, it is giving way to a marker of status, displaying the craftsmanship of its creators and the curated taste of his owners. Swordsmiths that create this blade using classic methods are said to not sleep for 2 days while forging the sword. It is this type of dedication that has produced one of the most effective weapons the world has ever seen. I've just described why the katana was created, how it is forged, and why it holds place as not just a weapon, but a work of art. Now you know why the Japanese sword is still revered today and shows up in modern media, because it holds a rich heritage and has a complex forging process that makes it unrivaled by any weapon of its time.